Tonight at 11, concerns over election outcomes. During a media briefing today, a Duke University political science professor said the 2020 presidential election may have set a new precedent on how candidates will handle defeat in our upcoming midterms. Professor Adrian Fresh says candidates this time around are more likely to delay their concessions and protest election results.
What you're seeing is an unprecedented number of candidates who are repeating this factually incorrect claim that the 2020 presidential election was fraudulent. According to some counts, this is well over 350 candidates. As primary candidates tend to be more extreme, we might expect this kind of refusal to accept defeat.
The 2020 presidential election was also mired by distrust about the voting process and misinformation leading up to Election Day. Vanessa, misinformation continues to be a real threat to our midterms, and it's coming from foreign sources.
Yeah, Fred, we are hearing that from law enforcement and from cybersecurity officials. With those elections heating up, so are the attempts to shake voter confidence in the voting process. So the FBI is warning about that tonight, saying foreign actors are actively working on this right now. And they're not doing it by widespread hacking of infrastructure of voting machines and such, but this is really manipulation and misinformation online. The FBI says that this can take the form of spoofed websites, fake online personas, dark web channels, and their goal really is to spread and amplify false claims of a compromised voting process and undermine voter confidence in our democracy. So today I spoke with Phil Napoli, a Duke professor of public policy and also director of the DeWitt Wallace Center for Media and Democracy, about this movement we're seeing online.
2020 put the blood in the water that people here are very vulnerable to the assertion of election fraud. The absence of evidence and proof over the past year and a half has not done much to affect the beliefs of a certain proportion of our electorate. And so that creates huge incentive for foreign actors to really continue to lean on that weak leg of the table, so to speak.
So now who's doing this? Well, Napoli says most recently we are seeing China, which he says was previously focusing its efforts elsewhere in the world, but is now turning its attention to U.S. users in recent months. He also points to Russia and Iran. Now, you might be wondering, how do you protect yourself? Well, of course, you got to be skeptical out there. Inflammatory content you're seeing on social media, think about this. Who is posting that information online? Does it come from a legitimate source? And then kind of consider some basic web tactics, if you will. Caps, typos, these are red flags that you want to look at. Is the poster barraging social media with the same links over and over? We actually are going to revisit here this example we talked about earlier this week, where bot accounts descended on Facebook posts about the Raleigh shooting with these fake links saying, hey, we've got the surveillance video. This tactic actually has a name. The FBI calls this astroturfing. A bunch of fake accounts share the same message or links in droves. This is an effort to create the false impression of widespread grassroots support.